Hello everyone and welcome to another CREY video guide. My name is Scuden and today we'll try to cover the very basics of how to use the counter. So if you open the counter, you can see there's a couple of different settings, and I think we should just run through them step by step and then try to do a couple of scenarios where we use it. So the countable elements is basically, what do you want to count? Do you want to count the player deaths, pickups, scores, etc.? So you figure that out, and then there's trigger type and count, which basically means that if you set it to pickup, and you can set this trigger type to equal and 1, it means that when you have one pickup, and when you collect one pickup, this counter is going to send power to something. For a bit more detailed explanation about the trigger types here, please watch the other video guide on the connector, where I cover basically all of them. So that should help you get started using the counter as well. But first off, I want to build just a couple of different scenarios so we can see how you can actually use the counter to do something. So let's start a little event over here. Let's set a rotator, put that to 20 as usual. Let's take a primitive and glue that to the rotator. Now we want the counter to start this rotation, so we can drag a power signal from the counter to the rotator. Okay, so right now we've set the countable element to pickup, and we've set the trigger type to equal and the count to 1, which again means that once we have collected one pickup, this counter is going to activate and send power to the rotator. So let's find a pickup somewhere under pickups here, and just, let's say a diamond, just place one of them right there. Okay, so hit 9 just to play test and run into this pickup, and now you can see that the rotator is moving around the cube. Alright, so that works. Now again, we can set this to equal 2, let's just say equal 3, and just throw in a couple more pickups. One there, one there. So that was 1, that was 2, and that was 3, and then it starts. And this, I mean, it doesn't have to be a rotating cube, obviously. It could be a door opening, or it could be something else spectacular happening. So let's just try and take the player death here. Let's put it to 1, and let's just have something kill the character. This is just gonna be a damage box here. Just cover the area. Set this to 100. And basically when the character dies, this one is gonna be activated, and it's gonna activate the rotator. So right now nothing is happening. Character dies, and now it starts moving. And again, this could be a text saying, haha, you died, or better luck next time. It could also be the level ending. I mean, it's really up to you how you use it. In this video, we'll just cover the very basics of what can be done. We can also select score, for example, set that to, let's say, 100. And as you can see, you can, in the pickups here, you can just increase the score. So let's just increase that to 50, so that every time you pick this one up, you get 50. We'll just copy that, and that's 100. So when your score equals 100, it's gonna activate and send power to the rotator. Let's try to see if it works. This is 50 points. You can see it in the top left corner as well. And this is 100 points, and here we go. Now, in this video, I'm not going to go into the details of the trigger types. I really recommend you just watch the connector video, and that covers all of it and how it works. If you do know a bit of basic math, you should be very familiar with these icons. It's not as intimidating as it looks to some of you. It's basically just understanding the basics of the symbols and then try working with them. Yeah, so this is actually it. I mean, I can just quickly explain. The destroyed by target is basically that if you, from the counter, target this object, at least that's how it should work, then if that destroys something, let's just say it destroys this box here, we can just make that destructible, give it 1 health. Oh, maybe not that one, but instead let's try, just copy this. So now there's another one, this has 1 health. And so when this box moves into the damage area, it should it should basically be destroyed. And this counter should pick up that the target, which is this damage here, has now destroyed one object, and thus it should power the rotation over here. Let's just make sure that the damage is set to any prop or player, yeah. And let's give it a go. So now the counter should count that the damage prop has destroyed an object, and then it starts moving. Yeah, it worked. So that can come in pretty handy as well. I'm actually not sure about the two last settings, the power on and power off. I guess it's something that, you know, we can just we'll just try and see if we can figure out how that works. Let's take, now we can use the same counter. Let's just remove the target here, and let's set this to power on equals maybe 3. Oh, that was too much. Equals 3. Now let's give it some power from, let's say, a sensor, and say, so I guess the sensor is set to while contact, so when the character moves in 1, 2, 3 times, oh yeah, as you can see it actually starts moving. Let's try that in the playtest. So this is 1, 2, and 3, and it starts moving. Okay, so that's actually how that works. I didn't know that, now I do. I think in general it's just about experimenting and trying out all these different settings until you figure out how they work. And please, if you do figure out how stuff works, let other people know on the Discord, or let us know here in the comments. That would just be amazing. And guys, I think this was it for the counter. I hope it made sense. If not, let me know in the comments. And as always, feel free to suggest new and upcoming videos, and I'll try to make sure that I do them. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye.